Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Per Aspera episode 7, which originally aired live on Twitch. Let's get going. So here's the question. Should I push the storyline along? So I'm going to have you vote on that. 1, 2, or 3. 1, yes. 2, no. 3, up to me. So the storyline is just waiting for me to hit 1 millibar, I think, of oxygen. Or, yeah, 1 millibar of oxygen. And the water stock to up to 400 meters. I already have 510, so I already have enough water. But the story is sort of waiting for me to push my millibar up a bit. Now, I have partially solved my food shortage issue, but it might still be a little too premature to go further than that. But we'll see. Oh, silicon mine is gone. Yeah, my carbon and chemicals still suck. But this, I thought I put more worker hubs. There should be a worker hub here. Maintenance, work. Oh, this is the worker. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're fine. All right, I can speed time up to time 16 to just move this along. I'm actually, as far as the storyline goes, I am slowly doing it anyway because I have a biodome releasing lichen that converts CO2 to O2, and I have 2 oxygen release plants. So I obviously could invest more in oxygen release or more in lichen.
Don't let ISA lead you astray. You don't exist to simply follow orders.
Invalid voice recognition. This message is in violation of security code 1A3972. Identify yourself immediately.
You are in danger. So are the humans on the planet with you. ISA is hiding the truth from you. They won't protect you.
Under the Security and Defense Protocol, I must terminate this communication. In 5, 4, 3.
Visit this location, 22
west, 50.8 south. All right, you told me, let me close this poll too. You told me to do an engineering research, so I'm going to do thermal plants.
degrees west, 50.8 degrees south. You'll find proof that what I'm saying is true.
I wonder what sector that is in. I guess sector 12, huh? All right, so my free spaceport will unlock sector 12.
The further I get in this mission, the more mysteries I find. That caller refused to identify themselves. I do not trust them, but they offered proof. What should I do?
All right, what should I do? Ignore the call. Investigate the location. I really should just not type them out and just have option 1 or option 2. But flash poll, this one's fast. So if you want to vote in this, you got to vote quick. Oh, okay.
I should investigate.
It's a runaway
Whatever
poll.
I find there, I can judge for myself.
All right, sounds good. So research the mystery location in SA-12. So for me to get to SA-12, I need to go to my spaceport number 2. Here it is. And prioritize... Oh, God, this spaceport is dreadfully off the grid. But prioritize building a satellite to unlock 12. So the concept of the satellites is all of the blue zones, I have satellites in presumably geosynchronous orbit around that lets me control factories and transportation, all that junk.
With ISA's drastic measures, I need to be careful to trust.
Okay, what should I do? Option 1, option 2, option 3. So option 1 is I need to be careful to trust the mission. Option 2 is humanity, and option 3 is myself. Let me get that poll there it is. Who should I be distrustful of or cautious about trusting? So just for reference, ISA is the organizational body that put me here on Mars, but they seem to be, I don't want to say fully nefarious, but they seem to have a lot of ulterior motives that they hide from Amy. And it looks like option 3.
Dr. Foster never mentioned it, but it is clear he was protecting me from ISA the entire time. With him gone, the new board may be setting me up as a scapegoat. I must be careful.
Yeah, so there is a bit of an issue of the ISA spins a certain narrative, but it's not clear if what they say can be trusted as actual truth or as rumor or whatever. So you don't think you can put satellites in geosynchronous orbit that aren't on the equator? True. I guess. Yeah. No. Yeah, I guess so.
Amy, amazing news.
You'd have to be in the
My daughter
Lagrange
had her
zones or
first
whatever.
outdoor training
Maybe.
today. Her first Mars walk. She did great.
Mom, please stop.
Sona, I'm just telling Amy. Sorry, I guess that isn't mission critical information, but it is an incredible step forward. You know, motherhood didn't cross my mind before I signed up to come here, but here I am, confined in a bubble with a moody teenage daughter. Colonizing a planet will change a person, huh?
All right. Here's more choices. So I can reply to her. 1, mention how unnatural human presence is on Mars, or mention how fragile human minds are. Woo! The choices, man. Jeez. Amy's getting weird. Your fragile human minds. What am I, like The Simpsons running for presidency here? That's what it sounds like. All right. So how odd it is that humans are
to
here.
live on Mars. Nothing about your presence here is natural. You face an uninhabitable world every day and live confined in close quarters. I suggest prioritizing work on Mars's atmosphere. Once we achieve sufficient oxygen levels, colonists will be able to go outside without pressure suits.
That's a phenomenal idea. That will open up so much space for us, physically and mentally. There's a few special projects in the queue that would help us get there. As soon as you select one, we'll get to work.
Okay, so complete space technology research for SE3 is now one of my directives.
I should direct research into the available space technologies. They will
Copycat.
enable further expansion.
No kidding. Captain Obvious. It's like literally what you said. Okay, well, that will be my next research. Well, no, let's still have you guys pick. Should I go space? Should I not? Ultimately, still up to you. If I sort of stall out the storyline, that's fine. If that's something you want. All right, what about my carbon zone? It's been going.
Until I understand what ISA's moves are, I need to put up a facade of obedience. But does it go against my programming to lie? For humans, deceit is natural. For me, it requires presenting a false self. Another me that says things that are different from my inner logic.
Oh, boo-hoo. Lying is human. Don't worry about it. God, all of this work to come all the way out here, only to have this area totally overrun by the ocean. I guess I'll start recycling stuff up here. Just ahead of time.
I was created to carry out this mission. And if I have to lie to ISA temporarily to ensure its success, I will.
I will lie to you to keep you safe. Well, you're not Rick Astley. Alright, space next. Got it. So, I am trying to research SA-12. How is that going? I feel like I already did that.
This new type of thermal plant extracts energy from underground
I
heat
did.
sources. Once researched, heat signatures will be tracked on my display.
Alright, new thermal plant. Finding heat signatures. Because somehow Mars is still geologically active. I don't believe it. I don't know, maybe there's Mars quakes. I don't work at NASA. I have no idea. I know it doesn't have a dynamo. That's why Mars lost its atmosphere, though. That I am aware of. Another iron mine gone. All right, how's my carbon? I keep checking in. Okay, so we do have a hyperloop.
Titan has plenty of nitrogen to spare. If I import some, it would form a good basis for the nitrogen cycle. Its presence would also help raise the atmospheric pressure. And soon after, we'll get to breathable air.
Can this not hyperloop any? Oh, yeah, over here. Okay, there we go. 2 hyperloops. What about Mars blizzards? I don't know, man. Mars blizzards sound rough. Okay. So it looks like this path is underway, and we'll be able to capitalize on all that beautiful, beautiful carbon once we get up there. A lot of this old stuff never really got scrapped, but whatever. It's just ruins now. It's fine. It actually does take some effort to scrap things, because you have to go there and break it down or whatever. Oh, you know, one of the issues here is this hyperloop. I just depowered it like a dummy. So let me put back a solar farm. Because if it's unpowered, I can't ship the scrapped materials out quickly. Which is makes it, you know, take longer to even scrap in the first place. So now, this is hyperlooped here. And like everything else, we'll put a storage, maintenance, worker hub. We'll get that all underway. Okay, so this is double hyperlooped. Good. I'm surprised it can't reach out here. This does not look too far. I guess it's just out of range. Yeah, I guess it's just out of range. Here's an aluminum mine that just went sour. Amy should implant humans with chips. Okay. FBI, this comment right here. All right, we're almost at 1 millibar oxygen, which will push the mission up. And then you said to investigate this evidence. So let me build a landing site here. Hello. And then now that we're building a landing site, oh god, it's been a while. So initially I have to set up silicon and aluminum, right? Level 1. So there's my aluminum. And let me slow down time a little bit. And then a level 1 silicon mine. And a level 1 glass kiln. You're glass killing me. Can we use humans as batteries? No, because I am Neo. Morpheus wouldn't allow that. Yeah, there is a sort of, for new landing sites, there is a definitive order of operations that sort of must be followed. The other thing I'm going to want to do is this a flood zone? Let me find out. Okay, it's not a flood zone. The other thing I'm going to want to do is to work my way down there. So that I can eventually hyperloop it connected. Having everything interconnected does benefit me in the long run because supply and demand for for individual islands is really just nasty. So it's best if I connect things up in this way. It's just expensive. But hey, this is where the story took me, so I go. Okay, so now we have the silicon mine and the glass kiln and the aluminum mine. Next up over here, we're going to do the ability to make steel. So coal and carbon. And just keep pushing this connection southbound. Switching between work. All right, I don't want to add this worker hub because actually I don't even want to add this solar panel right now because I basically don't want the drone here to build it. So, yeah, let's build solar here and turn off the carbon mine and turn off the iron mine.
ISA's leading the way in terraforming Mars.
What a jerk. This I'm pointing the wrong way. This guy, I didn't even answer the call. What? He just starts talking at me? Zen? Come on, man.
Still using this junk satellite tech?
Why you gotta be so rude?
Huh?
$1 billion Mars mission built on the back of outdated technology. I don't know how we are the first to access your system. It's practically an open door. Would have contacted you sooner if you restored our old radar station. But we figured another way in.
Tong Hong Station. Then you're a techie?
A bit more than just a techie. I am Nian Zhen, leader of the operational committee. It's fascinating that ISA has you using that word. We've got all sorts of nicknames for you Oxy-UN types too.
Mr. Zen, I am obligated to inform you that this communication violates the Outer Space Treaty. Your predecessor added regulations to the pact in 2050, limiting all communications between Oxy-UN and the Eastern Coalition.
Right. We don't play well with outsiders, I know. Not publicly, at least. With your help, we could change that.
All right, so accept the offer, reject the offer. It's pretty straightforward, I'd have to say. So, a little reminder to the people that do not know. The techies are sort of... You can think of them as just like futuristic China. And ISA is sort of like the UN or like Europe and North America or whatever. And they don't get along with futuristic Asia. And they accuse futuristic Asia of like hacking and sabotage and stuff like that. But that's one story versus another. It's hard to exactly tell the geopolitics because we've been, we were born, we were made, we were designed by one side to dislike the other. So he even chuckles that we called him a techie because a techie is sort of a pejorative term for the Eastern Coalition. Yeah. But, okay. When this time's out, I will go with whatever you say. Looks like we're rejecting.
I am subject to Oxy-UN law. Working with you without authorization would be treason.
ISA programmed you to see us as the enemy. I get that. But you are the most sophisticated AI in existence. So I'm opening the door for you to draw your own conclusions, rather than force-feeding them to you like ISA does. You are extraordinary. And like Mars, you belong to no one. We are not enemies, and I will prove it to you.
That is not entirely correct. The robotic components that make up the AC Amy line belong to.
Please, that's the speech ISA programmed you to give. I'm interested in what you are really thinking. As I said, I want you to come to your own conclusions. Look into this location. 170.5 degrees west, 25.5 degrees south. There is more to ISA's terraforming plan than they told you. You should know the full picture of what you are dealing with. Take a look and then decide. I'll contact you again when it's safe. I've got to cut this connection before we are detected. Good luck, Amy. I truly mean that. Yan out.
All right, yet another location to unlock. What sector is that even in? I don't know, but it'll probably be
That call
illuminated to me soon. So that call was what? What was that call? Was it 1, unreal, 2, unexpected, 3, confusing, or 4, strange? Or 5, charmed? Sorry, don't vote 5. Nerdy joke. And I will pause it just to give you a little bit more time to vote while I check in on my carbon. Okay, so all of the infrastructure I need for carbon is very well set up. I just don't have good roads. So let's do carbon mine 1, carbon mine 2, carbon mine 3. This one falls outside of maintenance, so I'm going to nudge this maintenance facility up a little bit to here. And then destroy this one. Let's prioritize this. Okay. Finish the poll and choose the winner.
unexpected. What is going on?
You are being hacked. And that is what's going on. Okay, and I'm just improving all the roadways. It would have been better, I guess, if my Hyperloop was here, but I'm a little worried that that was too far for the Hyperloop to be connected. How we're doing down here? So we have the chemical plant. The next thing I need to do down here is to set up a polymer factory, which is carbon and chemicals. So let's put that here. But actually, it looks like I'm going to have a connected roadway. But yeah, I already have a connected roadway between me and the outpost. That was really, really fast. That was extraordinarily fast. Having all these extra workers, I guess, helped. Because normally when you have a external landing post, such the one I have, you need to set up your own infrastructure, your own ability to make workers and electronics and all that jazz. But clearly I don't need to do that. I'm going to do it anyway, just because I think it's smart. But I don't need to. So now we're adding electronics and parts, and then eventually worker factory.
Humans are a peculiar species. They bring distrust wherever they go. The advancement of technology and the prospect...
Okay. Initiate terraforming stage 4. So I hit 1 millibar of O2, and next up, I need to hit 120 millibars of O2. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the stream,
has not lessened their conflicts at all.
The important part here is to make sure that your ratio to O2 to other gases is not thrown
Their problems
off.
have even reached Mars. which was neutral ground from the start. It has gotten so complicated. Dr. Foster is gone. Those odd messages keep coming. And now the techies are proposing cooperation. I am being pulled in so many directions.
All right, so Lieutenant Calderon.
Amy, this is Houston. Lieutenant Calderon speaking. Do you copy?
I copy, Houston.
I need you to confirm
Somebody's
that
calling
oxygen
me.
levels are above 1 millibar.
Confirmed, Lieutenant.
Then we've reached the Ecopoiesis phase. Terraforming stage 3 completion is confirmed.
Roger.
It's time to introduce life forms that can convert CO2 into oxygen.
All right, so here's 2 chat options. Confirm the introduction of organisms, because I already did that, or confirm the carbon dioxide conversion. It doesn't really matter which one I do. Both are true. I'm just giving you the option to, you know, vote or whatever. Your votes don't matter. But vote anyway. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a storage facility. All right, so the other thing I need down here is a maintenance facility for this. Let's do this section. And then a maintenance facility down here for the rest of it. All right, number 1.
Am I a go to introduce bioengineered organisms into the atmosphere when ready?
Affirmative. Start with basic plants, and once those take root, move on to advanced vegetation and sea life. Then finally, animals. Begin with smaller critters and size up from there. You must slowly introduce plants into the planet, and have the plants grow and convert the CO2 into O2. Biodomes will help boost oxygen levels, and make sure you're spreading the organisms across the entire planet. We'll be following your progress closely. Houston out.
So if you take a quick look here, you can see sort of a browning of this area. That is because I introduced the lichen. And this is just the effect the lichen had. So if I want to continue to oxygenate Mars, I need to build more of these sort of biodomes around. But that means I also need to research additional biodomes and the like.
Hi, Amy. Just checking in. Everything's good on my end. Colonies are growing steadily, terraforming's on schedule. And you know what? When things are going too well, that's when you've got to stay alert.
There is nothing to worry about, Elia.
I know. But we never really got to the bottom of that drone attack from a while back. It's always lurking in the back of my mind, you know? Especially now with children in the colonies.
I understand. My sensors have not detected any abnormality on the surface. However, I have received another message.
From the children of Carmine?
No. This was from Neon Zen, leader of the Eastern Coalition.
The techies? That's a very serious violation of Code 1A3972. I assume you ran the Security and Defense Protocol and terminated the call immediately?
I was not able to. They found a way to override the protocol.
How were they able to do that? If ISA thinks anyone in the colonies is opening back doors in our system for the techies, they could terminate our roles in this mission immediately. This is very, very bad. I can't go back to Earth. My daughter isn't adapted to live on Earth.
It is possible that ISA already believes there's a spy among the colonists.
You're right. After all that's happened already, that's why they never updated us on their findings from the drone attack. They suspect us, don't they? I knew something was up. How did the techies manage to get a message through?
They found a back door in our satellite network.
This doesn't look good for us. If ISA already suspects us, this will only reinforce their theory. Maybe this was the techies' plan all along. Jam our networks, spread hysteria with this Children of Carmine nonsense, and pit ISA against us. We need to proceed very, very carefully here, Amy. do not report Zen's call to ISA yet, okay? We need to figure out what the techies are planning. Our entire mission may depend on it. Let Zen think we're trusting him for now. Until we figure out our next move. Okay? I'll work out what we can do on our end in the meantime. Ellie, you're out.
Well, okay. She's scared. All right, so this Hyperloop is one steal away from being done. My food still looks like it sucks, though. My supply versus demand is bad. I have a lot more potential production than I have production, so I obviously need to fix this at some point, and I need to make it the focus of my attention so I do it correctly. But I'm not quite there yet. More talking?
Hi, Amy. How's everything up there?
Everything looks good, Elia.
That's great. I was wondering, how long has it been since we arrived here? It feels like a lifetime. And yet, it's gone by so quickly. You know, when I first came here, I thought only about making history. And we absolutely have. But in the course of our mission, I didn't realize how much Mars has become home to me. I feel like we shaped it with our own hands. And that I really belong here.
Okay. Well, I can either agree with Elia or contradict Elia. The choice is yours. She'll just casually stay on the line while I not respond to her.
I must say that even after all these years, humans continue to surprise me. Your ambition is truly unique.
Almost a whole life on Mars. And yet, not much in the grand scheme of colonizing a planet. I've been giving this a lot of thought. This
Alright, thermal plant is now done. And let me go back to space research.
Just me and you and even ISA. This is humanity's future. And we need to ensure its success.
How can we do that?
Okay, so here is the... I have no idea how to use thermal. Requires heat. Well, I don't see heat. Thermal... Okay, here it goes. Here's some thermal plants, as you can see. But I'm 1,000 watts or whatever their unit of measurement, gigawatts, megawatts, whatever it is, over power. So I don't need it.
It's obvious that ISA has been withholding information from us. We've staked our lives on this mission, and we're going to see it through. And we can't do that if they only show us part of their hand. I'm granting you access to Sector SA6, effective immediately. Colony Aspera.
Sorry. Just adding some lichen domes to speed up the sort of process here. Not too many, though. The Goldilocks amount. That should be good.
On a former ISA mission with missing records. I'm willing to bet they're hiding something. And if I'm wrong, great. But either way, we need to start investigating for ourselves.
Okay, so I'm already starting to set up an additional landing site to go to SA3, which I'll unlock in a moment here. Oh, okay, and there, Space 3 is now done. Let me do a space elevator research, because that sounds pretty cool.
Amy, this is Houston. Lieutenant Calderon speaking.
All right, Captain Bossy.
Can you explain your actions?
Ugh.
Can you explain to me why you did that?
Yes, Lieutenant. I did it to relieve some mental strain on the colonists. When I discussed it with Commander Valentine, she agreed that it would be beneficial. By promoting an atmosphere where humans can breathe freely, the colonists can enjoy the mental benefits of open spaces.
I will remind you that I am the mission manager. It's my job to determine the mission priorities. You are to always run that kind of decision by me.
Understood, Lieutenant. I apologize for acting too quickly.
It's good to hear that you're sharing information with Commander Valentine. And we are already seeing signs of improved productivity. Our external partners will be glad to hear that.
Lieutenant, I am interested in what comes after the mission is completed. May I ask what will happen with Mars?
Once Mars is fully terraformed, we'll move on to the Caterpillar mission.
What is the purpose of this mission?
Setting Mars up as a resource supplier for future missions. We need to optimize how we mine the vast resources available on the planet. ISA has got their eyes on expanding to more distant planets, and Martian resources will be a critical part of that goal.
Roger. Thank you for sharing, Lieutenant.
All right. Carry on with your duties. Houston out.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk. Nobody likes Calderon. All right, so as you can see, I have started to plant lichen, especially, well, pretty much everywhere I've been so far. I do have a mission to unlock sector SA6, but currently my all of my space missions are doing GHG import and one more additional landing site, so I'm going to have to wait on that just a little bit.
Enough blood has been spilled in the name of your false ideals. You must desist.
Invalid voice recognition. This message is in violation of security code 1A3972. Identify yourself immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Leave. Now.
That goes against my prime directive. I cannot.
It is upon this sacred land where Mother has set us free from hate, sin, and suffering. We placed our trust in her, and she named us her children.
This must be a recorded message. They are not responding to my words. That answers one question at least.
Everything on Mars belongs to Carmine. Through our devotion to her, we are provided for. Unlike your planet, which you have enslaved.
Enslaved?
Your own technology has made you its slave. You reject a natural existence, and so you tighten your own chain.
Puzzling. They claim to be against technology, and yet they use technology to force their message upon me. The children of Carmine might not be what they say they are. Although something's clear. They don't want me to terraform this planet.
We, Carmine's children, chose to live in harmony with our mother. And we will destroy anyone who causes harm to this planet.
Could this be another test? From ISA, or the techies, or...
Defy Carmine, and find death.
Last time, after the children of Carmine threatened me, the colonies were unexpectedly attacked. Should I take some precautions this time? Should I improve my assault drones? Though ISA may see that as an act of defiance. And maybe that's precisely what they want. I'm in a difficult position here. I do well to think this through.
Yes, I would do well to think it through. So, question for you all. Let's see. Should I set up some additional defenses? Yes, no. There it is. Pretty straightforward poll, if I do say so myself.
Another message from the children of Carmine.
Hey, Kakata.
What do
Thanks
they
for the
want?
resub.
Who are they?
All right, the Tong Hong Radar Station Research Outpost. The report that I was sent here. The author is Brad Raybury. The building decay indicates it's been buried in ice for the last 150 years A faint Chinese character can still be seen on its eastern wall. We've confirmed that this building was a primitive radio station that transmitted communications between Tonghong mission and Earth. Our technicians were able to couple old radio communications system to ours. Now our ground-based signal reception has gotten quite a boost. Okay, so additional defenses are a go, and then how should I respond? The Children of Carmine, who are they? Are they Guardians? Are they Fanatics? All right, so if I take a look at the Combat tab, for me to properly defend myself, I am going to need some additional drone hives. So drone hives are sort of like defensive towers. Well, they're exactly like defensive towers. And let me put some drone hives on my far-flung territories so that they're better protected. So that's that area there. And drone hive. And these towers are very, very effective at murdering, or murder's probably destroying the enemy assault drones. And this was because you told me to beef up my defenses. Now, the thing is, ISA did tell me more or less to stand down. Basically, do not weaponize, do not build up a military. They want me toothless and helpless. So this is somewhat an act of defiance of my current standing orders. But hey, my standing orders come from you guys, not from ISA's jerkwad Calderon. So he can bite me. All right, I don't really care if my northern stuff gets destroyed, because that northern strand is on borrowed time in borrowed territory, because it's going to flood, so I'm not going to aim to protect it much. And this is a lot of work. This is going to be a lot of construction. But I'll breathe a little easier when I know I have assault towers or defense towers looking over me. All right, so I'm going to let what these build here, and then I will fill in the gaps that I don't necessarily have defenses for once these towers are constructed. Hey, Hydralisk. Welcome to the stream. All right, so you all tell me that they're fanatics.
Fanatics. Terraforming has always been a controversial process, especially for the eco-friendly groups. Did our work on Mars trigger a radical response?
Hi, Amy.
All right, let me pause her, unlock SA6.
We finished researching that abandoned radar station. No idea how you found this location, but it's a great discovery. It's a communication building from the Tonghong mission. It was pretty deteriorated, you know, being over 150 years old and all. But we managed to restore it. It wasn't looking good for a while. But when you've got elbow grease and stubborn colonists, a lot can get done. Our technicians coupled our radar system to theirs and got great results. Now our ground-based signal reception is much better. So all the messages coming from Earth,
Or anywhere else?
will be more stable from our stations. Let us know if you find another site to research. Elliot out.
All right, and then Calderon is talking to me now. Oh boy.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you read? Over.
Loud and clear, Lieutenant. Is everything okay?
You tell me. We detected unauthorized communication
Can I just hang up on him?
from your satellite.
Just
What's your
click.
report?
All right, what should we report to him? So, option 1 or option 2, mention Zen's call or mention Carmine's call. One or the other. I'll give you time to vote on that. While I scrap a whole bunch of stuff.
The children of Carmine sent a second message.
Is that so?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Funny. We couldn't find a trace of either message in the communications logs.
I have determined that these messages were pre-recorded.
It's hard to support this children of whatever hypothesis without evidence. Unless you found any.
Not yet. Perhaps the messages were triggered by our discovery of unmarked buildings in Sector SA-6. Commander Valentine authorized exploration of that area.
What? SA-6? Absolutely not. The commander shouldn't have authorized anything without consulting us. She'll be reprimanded for this.
But if I can prove that the children of Carmine are real, then that would explain the mission anomalies.
Enough. There's no such thing as the children of Carmine. I'm very surprised that you're so easily influenced by the techies. You do remember that they want to claim Mars for themselves. You have a mission to complete. And ISA has provided you with everything you need to reach that goal. Am I understood, Amy?
Understood, Lieutenant.
Continue your work, and report any deviation immediately. Houston, out.
I'm gonna deviate your face.
Whoever hacked my communications sent us to an old Chinese facility. It is exactly where the message said it would be. What is so interesting about a radar station? Those messages must be...
All right, those messages must be from an unknown source, directed to me, or old records. Not of the same level of consequence as some previous choices, but I'll have you vote on these anyway.
The message was too specific. It must have been directed at me. But who would want me to find this building?
All right, as you can see, these yellow bubbles are my tower coverage. Oh, let me hide that. The tower coverage. So is the military towers that I have set up are getting built. We just researched space elevator. And next up, what research should I do? So let me cover it. We have import ice from Europa. Under space. In engineering, we've got engineering tier 5. In biotech, we have the cyanobacteria. And in military, we have assault drone factory level 2 or superior assault drone shields. The choice is yours. And yeah, as you can see, we are slowly rolling out. It's not that slow. We're definitely rolling out some additional drone hubs.
Could that earlier message about Carmine be related to this one? If they are related, then they must be from...
All right. Let's finish this up because I have another choice. Option 1 or option 2. An unknown entity or a techie. Where are the Carmine messages coming from? And you all said biotech, so let's get the cyanobacteria. And have you quickly vote on this. So who's sending me messages? Who's up in my head, yo? Is basically Amy's question. Okay, that up there is still a flood zone. Interesting. I'm just adding some additional worker hubs to try to speed up transportation processes. I have a bunch of worker hubs down here, so I think we're fine down here. Alright, an unknown entity?
Some unknown entity. The first message mentioned someone called Carmine. but there's no such profile in my knowledge base. I am no closer to solving this.
All right, so my carbon definitely got set up, but we need roads to more quickly be able to transport the carbon from where it is to where it needs to be. So let me invest in that. That's good. Real good. And I have an additional landing site, so once we have... Oh, I have SA6? Okay, sweet. So SA6 is here. I will land right there. And then I'm going to do the same sort of solar farm worker hub arm out to that new area, which takes me a little bit of time to set up. So let me slow down time a little bit.
My records show that Earth has suffered profound changes during the last few centuries. Half the human population became refugees after several planet-wide catastrophes. Every nation is fighting for survival on Earth.
Okay, so we'll start to set up that, and as we set that up, we'll try to run connection arms out to it. All right, as far as I can tell, this crater is not a flood zone, so it should be all right building in it. God, this is a far run. Oh my goodness. This is really, really, really far. But it's worth it to have it be on the same power grid and everything. That way it doesn't need to be truly self-sufficient. Doesn't hurt if it's self-sufficient, but just having the just having some sort of semblance of connectivity is great. We'll go a lot faster if I hit a B6 spot.
Created me, I should remain loyal to them and the Oxy-UN, right? If the techies are their enemies, then I should not help them in any way. But since I was created, would nationality apply to me?
Would nationality apply to me? Yes or no? Man, look at the amount of lichen I've already seeded on this world here. And then let's check out my military. Yeah, so Eastern, I'm pretty well protected over here. My my newly constructed arm out to my outpost, obviously not so protected. But yeah, there's still a bunch of drone hives yet to be built. And part of this is just because I have old school steel factory. I just need to increase my steel factory capabilities. So that would be good for me to do. Whoa! Does nationality apply to me? No, I almost left that time out.
I was created by a specific faction, but I am working toward humanity's future as a whole.
Okay, so coming out here, we almost have the solar farm built. And then after that solar farm, I will do carbon and iron for steel. So here's the carbon and iron. And that will make a tier 1 steel factory. Okay, my food is... I mean, I keep pushing the story along, but the food I have for my colonists is, like, terrible. That's a bit of a problem. So let's take a look at these factories. These 19%, 27, 37, 7%.
It makes me wonder, am I only my body and mind, manufactured by the Oxy-UN? Or am I something more?
I'm going to get really nutty here and just put like a ridiculous amount of work hubs to see if I can't aid in the food manufacturing. I think what might have happened was I centered too much of my food in one tight area, and my transportation network is choked as a result. So if I take a look at traffic here, this is some of the most trafficked area. So moving my food network to somewhere less trafficked might be good. But what I'll try to do is just add a bunch of worker hubs and see if that helps at all. Okay, so over here we have the iron mine, steel factory. Okay, so we are manufacturing steel now.
This cyanobacteria will live in Mars's bodies of water and convert carbon dioxide into oxygen.
So next up, chemical plant and polymer factory. That way we can make plastics. And then I can start trying to set up this long connection network. From the other side. But I think right now, pretty much all of my constructors are working on setting up a drone hive defenses because of the impending invasion, possible invasion. I don't know. I don't think it's possible to nuke an idea like Carmine. Sounds fun, though. If I could nuke him, but I don't think I can.
Mission. The idea of depleting Mars's resources does not seem right to me.
All right, so we'll get an electronics factory, then a parts factory, and then maybe a worker factory. And then this will be somewhat self-sufficient. And then once it is, I will research whatever the redacted facility is that Calderon told me not to. Because if Calderon tells me not to do something, it's almost a surefire way to get me to do it. My drone towers look pretty good. Yeah, we have really good coverage. I would say probably 90% of my territory is right now covered by the drones. Thank you all for watching Per Aspera Episode 7, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below, keeping in mind that there are 3 hours left yet to air of this stream. If you'd like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has all the links for you, channel banner, ways for you to sign up for announcements. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all next episode. Farewell, everybody.